Today's video is going to be all about how to overcome imposter syndrome. I know how important this is because it's just the way we're programmed. So many people have so many amazing ideas and we are being held back by these thoughts and these overthinking, fear, worry, anxiety, and it's just no more. Before we start, please make sure you do hit that subscribe button. I'm going to keep posting videos like this every single week and I've been consistent so far. I mean, it's only been a month, but it's going to continue. Please do like, comment and subscribe. But yeah, let's get into the video. The first thing I noticed that a lot of the times we do is we think of all the negative what ifs. So people say, okay, I'm going to start a business. What if no one buys? What if they do? But even beyond that, we think of all the things that could possibly go wrong, but there is so much that can go right. A lot of times we hear our parents speak and they'll be like, oh, you guys live in a different age, like you guys have this, you have that. I don't think we've actually let that resonate. Do you understand the power of the internet? Like, you want to start a business selling something, for example. Do you understand how wide your customer base is? Like, I don't know where you live, but for example, me living in the UK, I know that I can say the UK is well connected. Like, you can pretty much ship to anywhere. I mean, it's not always cheap, but you can ship to anywhere. We have access to so much, and I think it's so important to have a mindset that everything, this is my favorite quote, or one of my favorite quotes, everything is figure outable. Something can seem like, okay, I don't know what I'm doing, I don't know where to start, I don't know where to go. I can guarantee you there's a YouTube video out there, there's a blog post, there's a course, there's probably even someone in your network that has the answers to most of the things you need. So it's just like having that mindset, everything is figure outable, be resourceful, and you will be able to get anything done. You'll be able to find anything out that you need to find. My second tip is about actually doing the learning. Like, a lot of times our imposter syndrome will come from the fact that we're thinking things like, I don't know what I'm doing and this is so new. Then learn. Like I said, there's so many resources. You can even use cheap courses like Udemy. Some people do have like higher level courses, but if that's the investment you need, then make that investment. Like, do the learning, do the research that you need to get yourself to a level where you don't feel like, I don't know what I'm doing, because there are ways to know what you're doing, essentially. Pretty much every business model, there's a blueprint, and you can find out what that blueprint is. Like, it might not be the most straightforward of things, but there is someone out there that has done it before you, and chances are they're either teaching it, they've shared it in either a book, a YouTube video, interviews. Like, just do the research and learn what the gaps are, whatever is making you worry. Like, is it because you don't know enough about this? Is it because you don't know if people are going to buy? Then learn how to do marketing. Like, there are ways around everything. My third tip is accountability partners. This is actually such a game changer. Honestly, I am such an advocate for accountability partners. I actually have 3 for different things, and when I tell you, having someone to go to that is like a similar level of the journey, similar mindset, I probably have similar sort of fears and worries, it is such a game changer because you guys can just talk through it. Sometimes talking to someone that's also going through it just helps you to realize you're not alone. It's kind of like therapy. The same kind of concept with why therapy and counselling is so useful a lot of the times. It's not because they're doing any sort of mind games to get rid of these thoughts. Sometimes just saying it out loud, it helps you to kind of identify how you're feeling, process it properly. And it also helps you to identify where the irrationality is coming from, because a lot of times these are irrational thoughts. Accountability partners, I would highly recommend if you've never had one before. Find someone who you can trust and whose energy you really resonate with, and I'm telling you, it is a game changer. The 4th tip is all about identifying your triggers. What triggers you to think in this way? What triggers you to worry? What triggers you to overthink? Is it that you're looking at social media too much and starting to compare yourself? If so, it might be time for a social media detox. Listen, I'm an advocate of that as well, because it can get a lot. You identify whatever it is that causes you to start worrying or start overthinking and remove it. Like, you can adapt your environment to be what you want it to be. And also at the same time, identify your positive triggers. What motivates you? If you find that listening to a particular person is motivating, then every morning, why don't you listen to one of their podcasts for 15 minutes a day or something. Like, start identifying what your thoughts are and what's causing them, and which thoughts you want to remove and which thoughts you want to replace them with, and finding ways to bring that in and out of your environment. And my last but not my least tip is gonna take it to church, but it is definitely prayer. Whatever your religion is, or even if you're not someone who believes in a God, maybe meditating. Prayer/meditation, it just allows you to remind yourself of what you know to be your truth deep down. Having that quiet time to like realign, recenter yourself, and just removing all that noise and making that a habit is, again, it's game changing, because we live in a world of noise. Social media is noise, work is noise, family, home life is noise. Prayer, meditation is just that time for you to silence / reconnect. And I think we need to really not sleep on that, because otherwise we are living in a life of noise, permanent 24/7 noise. And that's just not healthy. I've been through a lot of periods where prayer has been a habit and hasn't been a habit, and there's a clear difference in my life, in my results, and how I feel when I haven't been praying regularly, essentially. So definitely utilize whatever you use to recenter and realign. Those are all my tips. I really hope you found that useful. The thing is, imposter syndrome, worrying, it's not like okay, I've gotten rid of it and it never comes back type of thing. It's probably going to keep creeping up. It creeps up all the time with me. Even me as giving you all this advice, like, I still have to use these tips on a regular, I won't say regular, but it creeps up. Every time when you start to get to a new level where you're forced to do things that are out of your comfort zone, then these thoughts are bound to come up. And at the end of the day, we're all planning to continually level up. So this is just like an ongoing thing you're going to have to work out how to deal with for yourself. Ultimately, I think what I like to just remember is, A, what's the worst that can happen? And if you really think about it, a lot of the times, the reason why we're scared about doing something is because we're scared of what other people think. When you say, okay, what if no one buys? Okay, who does that affect? It's your ego, because you think, okay, people are going to look at it and think that it's flopped. Let me tell you something. No one's actually watching you. That's another thing I like to remind myself. Just reminding yourself that you want to be able to look back at your life and be like, I didn't stop myself because of what other people think. I didn't stop myself because of what I think about myself, which isn't even true. Like, just getting that mindset of it's getting too corny. It's getting too corny. But yeah, honestly, just take that leap. Oh, it's getting too corny. It's so hard to say things like this without sounding corny. But corny things are true sometimes. God's put this on your heart for a reason, and do not ignore it. Yeah, I think the reason why I'm just so passionate about this is because I know how liberating it is when you break through of those thoughts. Like, the amount of times I felt crippled, like literally sick. Even when I started the channel, I felt sick, but I've been able to build that muscle of doing what needs to be done through those kind of feelings. And sometimes just like breaking through that level or something you've never done before, and then you get to the other side and you're like, oh. Thank you so much for watching. Please do hit that subscribe button. I am pointing like I'm gonna put anything there, and I probably won't, but you know where the button is underneath. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again next week. Bye.